The next station wasn't on the map, and the door didn't open. I'm still not sure when it went wrong. Maybe even when I decided to stay in the office until late. In London, it is customary to stay, finish, wait for the rain. But that evening the rain was different. He knocked on the windows as if someone was trying to get attention. I left around midnight. The streets were almost empty. The lights gave a yellow, tired light, and everything looked like the city was falling asleep, or had been asleep for a long time. The subway was my only option. I went down the familiar stairs. The air became colder, deaf, heavy, as always in the subway, but that time something felt different, as if I had gone deeper than necessary. There were only a few people on the platform. A woman in a long coat, a man with a suitcase, a teenager in headphones. No one looked at each other. Classic. I looked at the scoreboard. The last train has already left. Great, I muttered. I was about to go back when I heard that deaf rumble. Somewhere in the tunnel. I turned my head. Others too. The scoreboard was silent. There should be no train. But the sound became louder. Metal by metal. Squearing. The rhythm of the wheels. And then he showed up. Train. Old man. Dark. As if pulled out of another time. The headlights were dim, and the wagons were covered with dirt and scratches. He stopped slowly, with a long clearing. The door opened. No one announced his arrival. No one said a word. But we all went in. It was strange. As if something had pushed us. Without words. For no reason. It was warm inside. And quiet. Too quiet. No sound of the engine. No rustling. Even people's breathing seemed muffled. The light was yellow, flickering. Like in old hospitals. I sat by the window. And then I noticed them. People. They were already here. They were sitting in the cars. And they didn't move. They didn't blink. They didn't look at the phones. Just looked in front of them. I tried not to pay attention. The door closed. The train started. Sharply. Too abruptly. I felt something squeeze my chest. It's like we've gained speed that shouldn't be possible underground. The stations began to fly. I looked out the window and saw familiar names. But they flashed so fast that I didn't have time to read. It was wrong. I took out my phone. There is no signal. Of course. I looked up. And then I understood. The people in the car have never changed their positions. The woman sat next to me with her mouth half open. The man opposite, with his head down. But their eyes, they were watching. Straight. Without blinking. I felt the cold running down my back. The train slowed down sharply. The light flashed. And the voice spoke. Old speaker. Hoarse sound. The next station. Black Hollow. I leaned forward. What? I've never heard of such a station. I was looking at the map above the door. And she changed. Instead of the usual lines, there were others. Some stations were erased. Others are added. And among them, Black Hollow. The train stopped. Completely. The silence became even deeper. I looked at the door. They didn't open. A few seconds passed. Then a minute. Nothing. And then I heard the movement. People. They started to get up. Slowly. Simultaneously. I felt my heart start pounding. Hey. I whispered. What are you doing? No one answered. They were standing in the aisle. And then turned their heads. All. To me. I will not forget their faces. Never. They were wrong. Like masks. As if someone tried to recreate a person from memory, but made mistakes. The eyes are too big. Smiles are too wide. The skin. A little wrong color. Open. I whispered, pressing the door button. Nothing. They took a move. I retreated. Another step. I leaned my back against the door. The train suddenly jerked. And moved. People froze. We went back. Sit down. Just like before. As if nothing had happened. I was breathing heavily. It's a dream. It's just a dream. But it wasn't a dream. I knew. The voice spoke again. The next station is missing. The light flashed. And it went out. Completely. Darkness. I heard breathing. Not my own. Nearby. Behind. Everywhere. Is there anyone? I whispered. No one answered. But the breathing became closer. Steps. Slow. They moved in the dark. I tried not to move. Do not breathe. Do not exist. The lights suddenly returned. And I saw. They stood closer. Much closer. One almost touched my face. His eyes looked straight at me. You're new, he whispered. His voice was not human. Like many voices at the same time. Let me out, I said. He smiled. The door does not open for those who are already inside. I just got on the wrong train. There are no Rhone trains here. He tilted his head. There are only those who are left. And those who become. I didn't understand. But I felt it. Something is changing. Inside me. The train stopped again. Voice. The next station. You. I shouted. No. The light went out. I felt my hands. Cold. Many hands. They dragged me. I fought. Screamed. But the sound didn't come out. The darkness absorbed everything. When the light came back, I was sitting. In the chair. Immovable. I tried to move. I couldn't. My body didn't listen. I looked straight ahead. Like everyone else. And then, the door opened. There were people on the platform. Alive. Ordinary. They were looking at the train. They hesitated. And one of them took a step forward. Came in. The door closed. The train started. And I understood. Now I am one of them. I don't blink. I don't move. I'm not breathing. But I see. And I'm waiting. When the train stops again. And the voice will say, the next station. Black Hollow. And the door will not open again. Because this train, it never stops.